Hello and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My microphone is really loud, and we are back for another simple signal stream. Today's stream, you might have seen the title, depending on what platform you're on. We're actually looking at more coins than just regular free. Obviously, we've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. We're actually also looking at near WLD, which I think is World, but I haven't really looked at that one, and WIF, of course, as well. I don't know how the market's gone. I think we moved roughly how I expected we should have moved. But yeah, we're going to get into it anyway. So thank you for all of you joining today. Good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are to you right now. If you've got any coins you want me to cover, put them in the chat and I will cover them throughout the stream. Hopefully not too many this stream actually, because I do have quite a lot of coins to cover anyway. I might be going, obviously I'm going to spend quite a lot of time on Bitcoin and then, less time on the subsequent coins. But, I might fit in a coin or two here and there. So if you do have any coins, do put it in the chat and I will record it down on my notepad. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Check the descriptions, useful links down there. Really good links. Congratulations as well to everyone who won the giveaway not too long ago as well. We were doing one soon as well. But as I said on that stream, if you've got any questions about trading or any questions you feel like I could answer, just be more than welcome to ask them. I will answer them more than happily anyway. And if you do want the indicators, and I feel like I'm in a giving mood, I don't know if I'm in a giving mood today. We'll see as the stream goes on. If I feel like I'm in a special mood, I will give away the links to the indicators, which are actually all created by Crypto Warehouse. So the Market Cipher B is a reimagination and a re-engineering of Market Cipher B, and symbol significance is our own indicator anyway. So if you do want any of them, I can give you the links. They are exclusive, but we might be trying to sell them. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the future. But as of right now, they are free. All you got to do is just kind of imbue a giveaway spirit into me. I don't feel it right now, but like I said, throughout the stream, if I feel like I might want to give it away and you don't have it, make sure you comment. I'll be giving it away. But yes, other than that, I think that's pretty much the intro done. I think my mic's fine. I'm watching it. I was careful because I say this every time. Every time I go on to say the intro, something's always a bit awry. Something's always dodgy. And in this case, I think the volume was a bit dodgy. So if you are listening right now and you can hear me, please do say if the audio is okay. If it's not, I can change it if needs be. I think that's pretty much it. The lighting's also looking a bit naff, but I'll move on. It doesn't matter. It's also very hot here right now. It's also very hot. So I have the fan on. Hopefully it's not too much noise in the background. But we're going to move on to CoinMarketCap now. We have it up right now. Just see what sort of percentages are going on. See how we're moving. See what price. We're at 63.2 nearly, kind of hovering near and there. I don't know what our highest point was, but I can see on the right hand side we are not at our max point right now. I did look at the charts not too long ago. I did see we kind of hit off something. Obviously, it was resistances, so I think they lined up pretty well to what I've already talked about in the past with our order blocks, which I love. And if any of you know, by watching my stream, I do love order blocks. I do always talk about them. And apply them to charts. I think they're great, and they do seem to work pretty well. So we will compare the results really soon when we get to the charts. So Bitcoin is up more so than it was last time we looked anyway. Ethereum's actually holding or trying to hold, keeping up. I can see on the mini chart there, it seems like it's getting towards a bottom point now, kind of like a Bart Simpson thing going on. We'll look at the charts in a minute though, like I said. We are, holding above 3K. I don't know if we've dipped at any point recently. I don't think we have. I think the highest we got to was 3,000. I don't know. It's like nearly 3,200. Don't know if we reached that, but we'll have a look. Like I said, Solana $151, pretty high, highest we've seen in a while, a wee while actually. I think that's pretty much it. What I'm going to look at for the main things. Yeah, the things they'll be down there. We'll look through them. So the main things were, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Percentages aren't looking too bad. I mean, I think we did have big pumps and trying to break up above a ton of resistance points. But I think my bet was, I think by the 15th of May we'd be at 66K. I think I said. But we'll compare the chart. Like I said, the lines are looking pretty good anyway. We might even end up being there sooner than I thought, which would be nice anyway. Max, hello. Glad you could join us on the stream. I'm already using the indicators. Thank you. That is a big compliment. Thank you. I'm glad. Hopefully they prove you. They do their own justice. I don't know. I need to think of the right words. Hopefully they prove themselves to you. I guess. Hopefully they help you But if you've got any questions about them, I'll more than happy to answer. But I mean, they should be. I mean, obviously, symbol significance is it's quite a basic, simple thing, but obviously it does do its job pretty well, I think. Obviously, markets alpha B, you just got to read it. But I use it all the time. I think they're pretty good. Obviously, that's my opinion. If you do want to use them, and if you are using them, like I said, hopefully they prove you well. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you're using them. Hopefully, like I said, they are good for you. Let me go on to TradingView. I realized I don't actually have it open. And go on to Bitcoin. Now I think it's going well. I think it's going well for the charts. I did look. I did have a little sneak peek. It's looking good. I've just moved from it. Okay, let's stay on the daily. It's I really need to delete stuff off this chart. It's the worst chart. But as you can see, it does seem like we've bounced off of this top order block here, near it, maybe like $40 off the resistance point, which is pretty good. Pretty accurate. Actually, probably even. Well, actually, no, it's going up, isn't it? Yeah, it's about $20. So we were $20 off that. I'm actually coming all the way back down. Obviously, I think 62.9 is going to be pretty good anyway. As we saw here, we basically saw really good. I said this at the time as well. This was a very short term. I don't know when I said this. I might have said this. Was it Wednesday when we did the TA streams? I said that I think this shorter term order block was going to be really good support and/or resistance because of the fact it was a very it was closer in terms of it's not one of these order blocks which span back in February. It's one of these order blocks which is since nearly the middle of February or of April. Sorry, it's only really existed since then. So I thought this was going to be a good support resistance, and lo and behold, it has been pretty good. Obviously, really good resistance over the Friday, and obviously on the Saturday we're using it as pretty heavy support. So I think if we're going to fall down, as you can see, or probably not see actually, because it's pretty hard to see. You can't see it. Let me draw it actually to make it. I know, but that's gonna be a white as well. There's so many things going wrong right now. You know what? My good old. That's not it either. Hold on. Let me. I need to try and sneak in. Okay, that's not gonna work. I need a way of like drawing this. I'll just do a circle, whatever. So it's work. Like it's so bad to draw on the daily. I'll do it. This will work, right? There we go. Okay, so you can see the lowest we came to was there. So wait, no, it wasn't. Not even I can see. There we go. It was there. So this white line was the lowest. It's quite hard because there's white drawing on top of the wick, so you can't actually see it. But the lowest we came to was about here for. It was represented by this, bottom line of this squarish rectangle. It's basically a square. It's kind of looking pretty equal. Really close to the midpoint. Obviously, midpoint is very important. It's about $40 off, which is a decent amount. But as I was going to go on to say, I think that midpoint was going to be extreme support. I think we're going to have really good support there. We won't really feel a full blow too much if we were to come all the way down, which it seems like we were kind of testing it. I mean, to be fair, we've been going up for a while now. If I try and zoom out a bit, you can see it was about 4 days of going up. And what I compared to bear that in mind, was when I was comparing it back here, this had 5 days. Obviously, this 5th day was basically nothing. But, of actual positive proper movement, we had 4 days. As you can see, this 5th day was a bit dodgy. It didn't have any movement. But, if we compare, as I was saying, I think, what I thought was true, which was this. I thought we were going to do this anyway. And we had about 4 days of positive movement. Obviously, we haven't fully printed out this final day yet anyway, on Monday, today. So unless we have some crazy wickage upwards towards back where we were at 64, then that could be the 5th day. But it's to be expected, if we compare it back, we had 4 days of actual positive movement upwards, and then obviously we came to test, and then we got into a really bad range, and then obviously everything went wrong. Everyone lost all their value. Preach markets alpha B. I love markets alpha B. Obviously, I think our re-engineering of it did. I think it's pretty accurate. Like I think I managed to make it look really good, and it works. It works for me. So if it works, it works. I don't really care. I'm not spending. I don't even know. You know what? What's the price of it? There we go. I want to see how to buy it for lifetime. I want to see how much it is. Come on, where is it? Here it is. Yeah, I'm not spending 1,500 for a lifetime. No, thank you. Maybe if I'm making a lot of money, I might do it. But if I'm paying 1,500, I want it to trade for me. Thank you very much. But anyway, I think it does justice. And you can see if we actually segue ourselves onto looking at market cipher, we can see money flows coming upwards, actually passing on to positive side of things. We do have positive momentum as well. We are still going upwards. We're not, we haven't crossed over the 0 mark in terms of our momentum, so we still technically have some positive movement to be had, or potential anyway, before it becomes, kind of a neutral scenario where we could fall down. However, we're not at the 60 mark, so if we started to arc downwards, I wouldn't be surprised if we did have some negative movements because of that. So we're kind of in the air right now. Obviously, like I said, money flows coming upwards, but VWAP actually considerably high for where it is. As you can see, we've been going up. Our price has gone up crazy, and we are starting to arc down now. So this is obviously showing signs. Also, my mouse has done something really weird. I restarted my computer, and now it's moving funny. So if I draw something wrong, then bear with me. But like I said, very high VWAP, coming down now as well. So starting to have negativity, which if we have, a consistent amount of negativity for the VWAP, that will start to pass on to the higher time frame based indicators like the wave trend, the momentum, and the money flow, which will then have complete negativity and bring us down. Obviously, we can come down with VWAP and momentum, and not so as we saw in the past anyway. As I compared over here, coming up, we don't necessarily have to come up and down based on the money flow. However, money flow, as I've explained before in different streams, it is more so of what to tell you, or to tell you what sort of trend we're in. It's not more so of a quick, fast-paced movement, which is what the VWAP is for. It's more of a general trend based measurement thing, I suppose you can call it. So as you can see, since the top arc of the money flow, you could draw a line, and you can see we've been going down since then. We've had ups and downs, which have been passed on via either momentum-based things, or news-based things, or VWAP-based things. But in general, the money flow has continued to come down, which has been shown by our negative movement in the price. Obviously, it fluctuates here and there, but it is a general move downs for the money flow, which means we have a general move down, which is our trend. So we had a negative trend in the money flow, we had a negative trend in Bitcoin. However, obviously, we've had potential, hoverings up here and there, whatever, but we can see it's actually being pretty drastic now in terms of its positive movement upwards, passing on from a negative money flow all the way coming towards a positive money flow and upwards. So we could have a consistent amount of positive movement for money flow, which means we could have negativity and a bit of hoverage. However, if we're in a positive trend suggested by money flow, we will continue to go upwards. So we could have movements where we come down to maybe something pretty bad. It's like 62,000, let's say, but we won't really be coming down towards 58,000 and continue our negative movements if we had our negative money flow. So the turning point, which is what I really want to emphasize, we are at a turning point right now, which is our money flow is actually starting to have consistent, pretty strong moving upwards, which suggests to us we are going to be in a decently positive trend for a couple of days. Obviously, it'll fluctuate here and there, but we are starting to now be in a, because if you compare back here, this was only like 2 days. Like, this has been a couple days of positivity for money flow. The longest we had back here wasn't really anything, but we were negative as well. So we're actually now in a decent bullish trend, as suggested by our money flow. I wanted to really emphasize that. That's why I spent so much time talking about it. I want to emphasize we're now technically in our bullish trend. We're not fully in the bullish trend. It's not like a turning point of Bitcoin, but it is a more consistent, kind of bullish trend, which suggests to us, obviously, we're not going to be coming back down to like 57,000 or anything like that. And what it basically tells me is we could have negative movement, as bad as 62k. But if we go towards 60k, let's say, we'll bounce off it and continue to go upwards. So I'm still confident in our 66k bet towards the, when was it? Oh, it was the 9th of May. I misspoke. The 9th of May. Obviously, what I think is going to happen is we go towards, the midpoint of these. Oh, I forgot we had an order block here. Oh no, we didn't. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. This is for the amount we've come down. I'm gonna delete that actually, so I don't confuse myself. But we could bounce off, like I said, 62.87 as I've compared. Even the bottom line at 62.7. I think that's going to be good, a good test of support. Like I said, it's going to be strong anyway. I think the most important part of it was that we broke it, and we also quite easily broke this order block. Obviously, we've come right back down, so we might see, obviously, probably not a day of difficulty, but even when we reached it at this day on Saturday, we pretty much ignored it over the day, and we just went right past it. Obviously using the top line of support and kind of having this green, whatever. Obviously, if you're really into candle patterns and you are, a cultish candlestick follower, you would suggest would actually be positive today, based on this green. Hold on. There's going to be a name for it, as there always is for these things I don't care about. I never look at candlestick patterns. I don't really ever follow them at all. I don't like them. I think you could look at anything else and probably be better. Obviously, I'm sure there's many people who are majorly, profitable on candlestick patterns, but I really don't like them. I don't really use them. The only time I've really used them, it's never really been right, unless I use them wrong. That could also be the case. I'm trying to find if there's like a candlestick pattern. There's going to be one. I mean, look, it's like a hammerhead, shark, candle pattern, whatever. And it's like, if that happens, we'll have the next day be positive, which isn't true. This hasn't happened. I'm going to ignore it. But anyway, it would suggest we would be up there. I don't think we're going to be positive. We're going to have a positive candle. What I do think, though, like I said, is we're going to be bouncing off like 62.8, kind of being down here. Maybe having another day of Tuesday where we actually arc downwards, have a candle over here, and then come upwards. So, we could expect Tuesday to have, be within the 62.9 towards 63.5 area, kind of being down here, and then coming upwards to, the next points, which I think we could reach towards 66.5K and onwards. But like I said, I don't think this mid order block is going to be too much hassle. I do think this is going to be really good support. We did see decent resistance at this order block, pretty strong actually. Really tight difference here for the order block. So I think this is pretty strong resistance. But I think another push towards it could break us out. We could have one more push and then come down and then maybe break it. We don't want to spend too long here, otherwise we would probably come down similar to like a Bart Simpson. Obviously, big wick upwards, hoverage here, and then coming back down towards 58.9, which I don't want to see happen. But I don't think that's going to happen as long as we have positive money flow continuously going upwards. Positive trend, meaning whenever we retract like we're doing now, we should end up at a support point which is higher than our previous low point. So, obviously in any like bear trend, your lowest point, which is down here, which was at 58.3, we are going to print higher than that low point, which is kind of obvious to say. But obviously in negative trends, as you can see, our lowest points, obviously this was a little hoverage system, doesn't really matter. In our general trend, as you can see, the bottom points print lower than each other. So obviously I think if we came down, it would kind of bounce within this area and then go upwards. So I don't think we're going to break below here anytime soon. But like I said, we've got strong support here. I want to emphasize that again. With bullish trend, I don't think we're going to have too much hassle anymore. But I do think we're still in for our 9th of May. I don't know what time frame this is. It's a daily. It doesn't matter. I think we're still in for our 9th of May. 66.5. I think we can still probably break upwards. Considering we still have some room to move. What could happen is we do break above this order block, kind of use its support for a bit and then come upwards, because we're starting to become a bit more neutral in terms of our momentum, aka we don't have a lot of steam behind us any more than we did when we were at 58k, which is to be expected. Going up, how much is this? Nearly 7% upwards in a day. It's pretty crazy for Bitcoin. So our steam is running out. However, I think if we have a final push trying to break this order block, maybe using its support for a bit and then coming upwards, we could see the 9th or 10th of May as coming towards 66.5, for Bitcoin, which I think is definitely in the play. Of course, it works for you and for everyone. We just have to understand exactly what all the lines represent. That's why I'm studying. Thanks, Bergen. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that obviously, any sort of setup or strategy people use, it's going to work for somebody. And as you said, it's kind of a lot of strategies that are viable, 100%, obviously more so than others. Some strategies might be more applicable to lower time frames, some might be more applicable to higher time frames, but it's more so of, like you said, understanding what everything means and kind of applying everything. Obviously, my kind of attitude to things is what's important to me is data-based things. Obviously, like candlestick patterns, a lot of, some things like chart patterns, it is based on an underlying reading of data. It is the price action. Price action is the data, and if you're using a chart pattern, it's just based off the price action, which is based off data. So it might have some obfuscation within it, but for me anyway, it's more. I want to see the data. Like money flow is actually, it's a I'm stumbling on my words now. It's data. It's money flow. It's a single piece of data. It's not like a chart pattern, which is where you can apply it to a multiple candle kind of action. It's not something which is obscure. It's a straight thing. You know, momentum's a straight thing. VWAP is a straight thing. It's a singular thing, like, you know, EMAs or SMAs or moving averages in general. It's basically a singular point of data which you read on. So for example, for me, I've got, you know, VWAP, money flow, momentum, and I suppose you could technically call it liquidity or volume, actually. Those are basically 4 significant data bits I look at. So my 4 data bits, obviously, I try and have each one of them lining up to each one. Obviously, I have to look at the price action, which is also the data. But, you know, I've waffled on. This has gone a lot. This is supposed to be a short point. But I agree with, I'm just emphasizing my agreement of, you know, most strategies can work if you understand what you're reading and you can apply it in an appropriate way. Obviously, like I said, certain strategies work better than others. But on a whole, if you can apply, if you need a certain amount of different pieces of data. Like if you just look at constant EMAs, it can work. Obviously, you've got the moving average convergence divergence that works, you know, more so than other people. There's like I know Crypto Life has like a 200-day, 1-minute moving average thing, which, you know, if it works for him, it works for him. Some things I really don't like looking. It's more of a personal preference. As long as you have a few pillars of data. Like for me, it's like I have my pillars, which I need all to line up with each other. But yeah, I agree. I just spent a long time trying to talk about that point, but I absolutely agree. So yeah, I don't really think there's much more to say about Bitcoin, actually. Maybe go to the 4 hours, see shorter term. We actually have a bit of an order block coming in, which is basically right where this is. As you can see, look, we're bouncing really tightly between these lines here and there. Obviously, using this top point of the order block really strong. Obviously, we wicked upwards, using it as support really strong. Obviously, fell below and then couldn't stay above it. And now we have this kind of order block here. Probably using, I mean, to be fair, this order block is an amalgamation between the top point of this order block and the top point of that order block. So I'm going to ignore it, but it's there, as you can see. You know, really, but it's really nice to see, like, really using this order block, this top point especially, really using it here. Obviously using this top point here as well. Midpoint, obviously not so much, but this is the 4 hour, to be fair. But, you know, over here we used it pretty well. Over here we printed above it. But obviously over here as well we stayed below that as well. So really nice usage of the order block. Really strong usage. Very nice to look at. Very satisfying. Obviously here as well, when we wick down, we wicked straight to the midpoint. I think this midpoint is super strong. I do think if we do come down, which we are slow, we're starting to, actually, isn't that a candle pattern? I'm starting to recognize candlestick patterns now. Hating on candlestick patterns so much is starting to imbue strength into my mind of it. Look guys, boom. We've got when does this print? In 2 hours. In 2 hours, guys, we're gonna have positivity. It's a rising 3 methods. We've got rising 3 methods. No, we don't. No, I lied. We don't have rising 3 methods. Sorry, I'm a fraud. Oh no, we don't. We've got what? How is that bearish? I don't know. We've got bearish 3-line strike. What? I don't know. Okay, it's a stupid chart. Look, it's in a bearish area, but it's bullish, whatever. But you know, if the candlestick patterns work, then we're gonna be bullish because, you know, we've got three candles of negativity, which means we're gonna go up in the next candle. Whatever. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for Bitcoin though. I'm spending a decent amount of time on it. Obviously, we've got a lot of coins to cover. I do want to move on though, like I said. 62.87, strong support. This order block is weakened. I think we can get back above it pretty easy. Obviously, this order block, pretty decent resistance. Obviously, on the 4 hour, we've got a bit of a faster moving simple significance, which is suggesting to us that 64.744 is decent resistance. But, you know, give it 9th of May. 9th of May is, or 9th to 10th of May is my day where I think we get towards 66.5. Yeah. Ethereum, moving on now. Now, I normally spend a lot of time on Bitcoin because the market generally moves how everything is. Very interesting here, actually. Very interesting. I looked at Atus, or whatever you call it. I should probably look at it again. These green lines were high volume points, or high liquidity, where I can't remember exactly. I know it's the DOM levels, it's the order levels. So basically, it is volume, it's not liquidity. So I don't think it's shorts and longs getting liquidated. I believe it is shorts and longs getting placed. I believe. I should probably try and find a liquidation point as well to try and compare both. But I think these two price points were significant areas. Obviously, I drew a line because I couldn't be bothered, but there were areas of price where there was large buyers or sell orders. Obviously, this is going to be sell orders, yeah, because it's a short, because the price comes down, whatever. We had it over here. This is the daily. You can't really see the data too much. I'll probably go to the 4 hour, but obviously, whatever. Actually, I will go to the 4 hour because I drew here. Yeah, so I drew this. It was pretty good, actually, really nicely accurate. Obviously, I always preface this whenever I compare, whenever I look back at pen drawn things, whatever. Always like to preface whenever I draw pen-based things like actions like this. It is a general action. It's not a time frame based thing. It is a movement-based thing. The general movement was we're going to kind of move upwards and then touch this area and come downwards. Obviously, I didn't quite draw it properly, but lo and behold, we did. We came up to this high order area, touched it, came down again because there was high sell orders, very high sell orders. Obviously, I know Bitcoin, the movement down on pretty much everything coincided with that. But again, high order area where we came near it again. Obviously, like I said, these are singular lines. It is not so much so. Oops, it is more of an area you want to look at. So obviously, this line is going to have an area. So it might be an area within this kind of width here. And if we compare that along, we can see we basically touched it there. So we touched the order area for more sells, and we came right back down. Obviously, again, it coincides with what Bitcoin's done. So that's also some more significance. But some significance that obviously the best thing ever has had this line for a while now, I think. But we've had this order block for an absolute millennia, and it's still holding up pretty accurately. As you can see, our main candle body is staying above this line. Obviously, we can wick down occasionally, but we're going to be staying above this 30,000. I do this every time. 3,050 line, 3,050 line for this order block. We're going to stay above there, but we are hovering and staying above here. Obviously, our midpoint line of this support and resistance area is near this top point for the order block. So pretty nice, probably staying above this. Similar with Bitcoin, I think this 3050 line is what Bitcoin's 63.8 was, or 62.8, wherever we are right now. So I think staying above this, similar to how Bitcoin is, and then coming upwards eventually. Obviously, I'm going to go back to the daily now because I like to just look at the daily because I've realised, obviously I do Monday and Wednesday, but after I do Wednesday, I've got Thursday, Friday. I do look on Saturday sometimes, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes I do Sunday. We've got a couple of days of difference between the streams, so I've moved my mentality from the 1 hour to the daily because I always used to look at the 1 hour and never really used to look at anything else. But I'm starting to look more at the daily now because it's a bit better for everybody. I'm more right, and it's better for you guys if I'm more right. If you do listen to, obviously it's not financial advice. Preface that it's not financial advice. Make sure if you're trading based on well, if you're trading, take this as confidence and not much of a kind of a straight cut and dry trade. Obviously, I do recommend trades sometimes. We will be looking at near soon, which was a very good trade, and it did move how I thought it would move. I tried to put a trade in, unless it's my stupidity. I wanted to put a short lower than where the price was, but on the platform I was on, it was automatically putting me in the trade, even though I wanted it to reach lower than we were and then put the short in. But it didn't want to do that. Unless I'm stupid and you can't do that. I just read that comment. I just closed my eyes and trade. Fair enough. If you're profitable, then I can't stop you. If that's your strategy, if that's just, you don't need confidence. You don't need indicators. You've got your eyes and your bank. Best strategy. Yeah, I mean, technically, if you boil it down, we can only really go two ways. So you've got a 50% chance. So you know what? Fair enough. You could just close your eyes and trade. I mean, didn't that guy make the goldfish trade? The goldfish swam here and there, which is basically a random number generator. And I don't know how profitable he was. I think he wasn't too bad either. So if that's your strategy, then fair enough. Can't stop you. But like I said, what was I saying? Yeah, I wanted to put a short trade lower than the price. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. That could be a stupid thing, and you might not be able to do that. I don't know. But I wanted to do that, and I couldn't do that. And I lost out on 12.5% profit because I wanted us to confirm below the order block or the price point I wanted. I'll show you in a minute on the chart. I wanted the price to confirm below where we were, and then I went short because then we would really fall down then. But I couldn't do it. I lost out on like 12.5% profit. Well, 12.5% profit, which I would have 10x'd, which would have been 120% profit. But hey, what can you do? Yeah, like I said, this good support here, down here, similar with Bitcoin. I think we're going to move the same. Again, it's the same story. We've actually got, as well, anchor trigger wave, which I don't really look at too often because it doesn't really show up too often. But, you know, the anchor wave and the trigger wave, and then you've got the middle area here. This is a bullish anchor trigger wave, so again, more confluence. I don't really look at them too often, but it's technically more confluence on market cipher. You know what? There are whole strategies on anchor trigger waves, but again, like I said, I don't really use them too much. So I think we're going to be going upwards. Again, similar with everything else. Again, money flow's pretty nicely moving up, you know, to show that we are on a bullish trend. So basically, actually, conveniently, the midpoint, which I think we're going to go to, is actually the middle of where. So obviously, when we have huge movement upwards like this, where we have like 4 days of movement upwards, we have to retract to test support somewhere. Obviously, you know, the arbitrary number some people say is 50%, which is a bit much. But as you can see, 50% of this movement is this midline, which is the order block, which I think we're going to come to anyway. Obviously, we are staying tightly above this top point on this order block, which is quite nice. I do think we might wick down to this midpoint. I think in general we're going to touch lower order block points as well. But yeah, again, just take what I said with Bitcoin and do the same thing. However, I do think 3231 and subsequent, because we didn't actually touch 3259, which was a high point for orders as well, which we're going to have a lot of sell pressure, which was going to bring the price down. So we haven't actually touched there yet. We kind of touched the area, but we mainly touched this top point here. So we might still have some shorts to be had. Obviously, I should probably look at Atos to check if there's still orders there. But again, I don't know. In terms of the high point, I do think I feel like me stuttering is a big sign to just have a drink of water. How did I not see these order blocks? Oops. How have I not been looking at these order blocks the entire time? Whatever. Jesus, there's so many order blocks here. Oh my god, it's like Christmas. Look at that. Isn't that brilliant? Bottom line of that is the top one. Wow. Anyway, we've got big issues. 3,500, big issues. Huge issues. Very bad issues. Really not good. Very bad. And we've also got this negative order block here. Apparently. Very bad, not good. Terrible even. Very a fog of terribleness. Very bad. Very awful. Not very good. Don't like that. Do not like that at all. So, difficulty up there. But, you know, maybe the 9th of May could be coming upwards there, maybe. Possibly. You never know. Could have a big wick upwards towards... I do think we might be towards... In terms of Bitcoin 66.5, I think it might be 33.50, maybe towards 34.65. Not getting much more above there. I think we've got a lot of resistance here. But again, I think 33.50 is a decent price point in terms of where we could go to tops. 9.2%, pretty good. I think we might go towards there. I think everything in general might have a positive movement soon. Very good. I'm going to move on now though, because I forgot to actually say, even though I read it, STX maximum. I will look at it. Don't worry. But like I said, we've got a lot of coins to cover anyway on the stream. But I'm going fast now. So where are we? Well, what are these white lines for? I don't know if this is just general support and/or resistance, but we have broken above. Let me go to the 4 hour actually, because I can't really see what's going on. I thought we would have tested here. Interesting. We actually stayed above this midpoint, which is nice. I thought we would have come down actually, so I'm going to delete that. We actually stayed and used this midpoint as really good support, because I knew Bitcoin and Ethereum, we came down a bunch. I thought we were going to stay down, which was going to be quite negative, and I thought Solana was actually going to come down. But you know, lo and behold, we actually held our own for Solana, which is nice. Had a really quick, wick upwards, which is what's happened with everything else anyway. The stream crashed. I don't know. Has it? Let me have a look. It should be all right. Oh, I couldn't say. I just realized what I said. I don't know if this stream is on. It's live? Okay. Oh yeah, actually, to be fair, people who are watching, obviously I am in different chats at the same time. Okay, it's fine now, good. Okay, we had a little issue somewhere else, but we are back now. I haven't been reading all the chats, but I am back onto another chat. I can't say the names though. 2ID8, what do you think about Nick? We're actually moving on to that next after this. So don't worry. I did actually put a short on, or didn't try to, but you know what I mean. I'm not giving you any crypto. You're not getting anything. So if that's all you're here for, obviously we do boxes, but I think it's at the end of it all. But you know, if you're here for me to give you it up front, you're not getting anything. What else is there? I need to read all of it because I've been so into the charts and it's, you know, split it off and actually read the comments now. So 2ID8. If you're still here in the chat, I'm looking at after Solana. Solana, I'm going to spend like another 2 minutes on, and I'll be looking at near in a minute. I'll be looking at the shorts, which I try again. Like I said, I tried to put it in, but obviously, yeah, annoying platform and whatnot. Couldn't actually put it how I wanted to, which was annoying. Okay, so I'm going back to the charts now. So yeah, we had good wicks upwards, pretty good positivity. Obviously, it's moved. Let me check actually. No, you know what? No, to be fair, it has moved, pretty decently. But if we squint our eyes and actually look, we've been in this range. So obviously coming up towards 160, I'm very sorry about that. Hopefully that didn't blow out your speakers or anything. So my mic is right here, and my throat is here, and my nose is here, so it might have been very loud. Sorry. So yeah, good positivity. We actually broke up. Obviously, again, similar to how everything else did with that really big wick. Coming upwards and actually staying now, hopefully staying above 150. 150 was pretty big. Obviously, some significance is suggesting that 149.18 was roughly within the area of there anyway. I'm checking my computer to make sure I'm not lagging. I don't think I'm lagging. Maybe it's just that the platform which is making it lag. But anyway, so yeah, 150. Obviously, it was 149 points. A quarter, which is basically near it anyway. Obviously, within basically the dollar area of 150. Obviously, also here using 150 exactly as support on this big wick. But obviously now we're kind of coming downwards, probably testing this line down here, maybe the top points, $151, probably testing, similar to how everything else is coming down to test. I think 151, 151.5 was where we could come to test. But as you see with Solana, obviously this is the 4 hour, I'll go on the daily in a minute. I think everything on the 4 hour, we are pretty oversold, as you can see, or overbought. Momentum's still kind of coming upwards. Money flow still, sorry to say the wrong thing. Money flow still coming upwards. Momentum is now above the 60 mark, suggesting we are overbought. VOP has been coming down for a bit now. So in terms of the 4 hour, aka, over the next, multiple sets of 4 hours. I don't know how many. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, but we'll probably have pretty good negativity coming down to flush us out. Probably, within the day, bring us down back towards 151. Similar with, like I just said, with Bitcoin and Ethereum, all testing supports. Same with Solana, I think $151 testing support. 4 hour arcing downwards, bringing down towards $151, whatever it may be for Solana, and then coming upwards, as I said with everything else, coming upwards towards its high points. So what would I say for its high points for Solana? Well, 157 looks like a pretty good top point. As you can see, you know, we had these lines here and we tested it here. $151 could be good. That was our wick within today anyway. So I think this will probably be some sort of resistance point. But in terms of our high points, we have this at $162.50 there. I'm actually going to delete this because I can't bother to have it. I'm also going to delete this, I don't know why that's there. But in terms of high point, like I said, I think $160 would be pretty good. That high point to break. I think towards $160 would be a good place to kind of come to see if we might break up or not. But again, it would be hard to come to. But we're not too far away from it. How much percent would that be anyway? Yeah, I mean, I think there's different percentages. I think with Solana, we haven't come down as much, or we haven't had as much negativity with Solana as much as everything else. So I think its positive movement potential is a bit less than everything else because of how positive we've been so far anyway. So I do think it might be a bit less than other things. Basically saying $160 might be a pretty decent difficulty area. You know, maybe I don't know the validity of this. I think it's a good resistance point anyway. This $162.50. However, I don't think we'll come to that exactly and stay there. I think $160 might be a good resistance point. Again, we've had this white line which I've had for a while now, which was 15 cents off $160. Used its resistance there, pretty good anyway. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've had this. Oh yeah, I know why. This was yeah, that's interesting line. We had an article about it, but you know, whatever. I will move on now because I actually have a lot of coins to cover. Not a lot of time to cover them, but I'm moving on to near now. So for the people in the comments who want to check near, I will be looking at now. I'm just moving on to the comments, just see if anyone's saying anything. Check Pipe, I'll add it to the list, but I've got a lot on the list, so I don't know if I might be able to cover it. Near now though, I'll be quicker on near to be fair. So I've already kind of looked at it pretty recently to see what's going on. So as you can see, if I zoom in, our short, how much were we off? We were literally like there. We were literally there. Obviously, you know, kind of coming to it. Obviously, I do say 2% padding anyway. So I had it exactly here. What would be a 2% padding? Well, 2% padding on this, obviously 10.3, which is a bit high to be fair. But I always say don't put it exactly on resistance or support points. And you know, lo and behold, you know, we had it here. You know, a pretty good distance. But I wanted to short it when it came below here. If I go to the 1 hour, I think I can show the area anyway. Yeah, here it is. Was it here? Oh yeah, I thought I put it up here. I mustn't have. I think there was a certain line. I don't know which line it was. I thought it was up here actually. To be fair, I thought it was here. But I wanted to put it like down here somewhere to confirm. But like, I can't remember exactly where it was. I can't exactly remember. Actually, no, it was a 4 hour, wasn't it? Let's go change off chain now, wasn't it? Where are we? Let me put it back to how it was. There we go. So now I'm going to 4 hour. It's probably a 4 hour line. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So I wanted it to go past this area, which we did because typical. What was going to happen was obviously we were bouncing off this 2% really strong. I knew this was going to be decent difficulty, and what was going to happen? We were going to bounce off this midpoint and come right back up, which we did over here and came right back up. So I wanted it to be below everything. I didn't want to use the 2% padding support. I didn't want to use anything. But unfortunately, we were up here at the time, and I couldn't short down here. I tried to do limit shorts and whatnot, but nothing was letting me go down here. And obviously, lo and behold, we lost out on our 12% profit, which was unfortunate. But again, we had this 2% here. You know what? I might have put it up here if I paid attention properly, which was about 10.6. So we would have a decent, nearly a 2% padding actually. As I always say, 2% padding is really important. If you're looking at a resistance point, 2% padding. If you're looking at support point, 2% padding. If I pay attention to this midpoint, I would have put 2% padding, and I would have got it anyway. But again, I always say this: don't put it exactly on a support or resistance point if you're going to be putting longs or shorts for your take profits or stop losses, or take profits mainly. Just try and keep it a higher point of close. Obviously, it's better. If I actually put it here, I would have missed out by like what, 0.4%, and I would have missed it out, and I probably would have slept all the way through this. Actually, to be fair, I would have woken up around here, within here, and I probably would have got out. So I might have not got all the profit if I were to put it in. But again, like I said, it wouldn't have. It couldn't happen. But that was a good trade. Moving on from that now, though, because it's already happened. We're actually going to move on now to actual analysis of what's going on. So, we've now moved higher than previous points. Now I'm going to have to look higher, up and beyond, to see what's going on. So we do have, trying to see if there's any consistent point of resistance anywhere. Because we have this white line, which is pretty good, which is going to be strong support anyway. We might have something in this general vicinity. As you can see, kind of using it here, kind of using it here, using it here, nearly using it here. We kind of have something within this vicinity, which we could use. If I go back to the 4 hour, I think we do actually have a price point, if we do, which is good. I'm actually going to draw that here quickly. Anything higher, though, is what I kind of want to look at. We'll quickly go to see if there's any order blocks or anything in the area, which I don't quite see. Obviously, this is kind of the highest point over there, so it's hard to say. So once we start breaking above all these really high levels, it's going to be price discovery, and it's going to be difficult. Any signal for short in the market? Any short trade? Well, like I said, if you've just joined, to be fair, I think we're going to be moving down to our, lower points, order blocks and support points in general. As I said, I can quickly show Bitcoin actually. I think we're moving down and kind of consistently staying towards 62.8, and then coming upwards. Obviously, if you've joined again, maybe go back in the stream quickly and maybe watch the start. But like I said, I think we're going to come towards this lower point and kind of test support basically, and then come up. As you can see, we're on the 4 hour. We're already starting to move downwards to start to become a kind of simple area. So if we have a couple more candles of negativity, our momentum and whatnot will probably start to be below the 0 mark. VWAP will start to come upwards, hopefully. Money flow, and then we'll start to become positive on the 4 hour. Obviously, on the daily, I think we'll stay positive on the money flow, positive in everything else, and we'll just continue to go upwards. Obviously towards where I think we should go, which is the night for May. But I don't have any short trades, really. I mean, obviously, you could have a short trade on Bitcoin if you wanted to. Maybe a 0.9. Obviously, if you wanted to do a higher leverage, it could be a decent trade. But I don't think we have a lot of negativity. I would be ready to maybe put a limit trade, a limit long when we reach towards 62.8 again. That's probably what I'd say. I don't have any short trades really though. Anyway, back to here. But yeah, I probably would trade. Why is this not? There we go. Come chat the wrong thing. I would actually want to put a trade in, but I'm going to try and find the right one. I'd rather do something which is a bit of a lower cap because it actually moves a bit better. But anyway, 4 hour. Where are we? Yeah, so we're having difficulty at 2% padding. Again, similar situation, really negative on the 4 hour. Just keeping above this kind of general area, this support point here. Maybe wicking down to the $7 area. But I think staying above this white line especially. But again, within the daily, I think with everything else, we're going to be moving upwards. But near is a bit different, obviously, not as a lot of longer a coin. We actually came to this gap here, which is pretty interesting. Oh yeah, actually, we've actually got prices over here. I didn't realize. We actually have action. Do we have any order blocks there? That's a question. Previous order blocks or anything? Maybe something there. I don't know. Maybe something over here. Maybe actually. Pretty thick area. Obviously, this is really high, to be fair. I'm not even going to bother. This is ages away. Really not going to bother. Where are we? Here we are. So, yeah, like I said, this, I think, is decent. This isn't going to be long-term, like a resistance point or anything. I think this is where we are right now in terms of difficulty. I think coming down to this white line at about $7.15, $7.10. And then I think coming up back towards this high level at $9, coming up generally. I think, our Bitcoin, 66.5 for the Bitcoin, 3,500, Solana 160. I think for near it's going to be $9. But I think if we wait a day and then start to maybe put longs in, or put a limit long in down at $7.10, $7.15, So I don't think we're going to be coming down too much. I could be wrong though. Could be wrong. Obviously, nothing's financial advice. Nothing's ever 100%. But I think what the data is telling me, I think we're going to be moving down towards our support points. Accumulating some sort of steam and then coming upwards again to try and test everything. So if you want to do a trade over like a day, a decently big trade, then I think putting a limit in maybe at about $7.12, $7.15 for a long, maybe it might hover a bit and then come upwards, but I'd rather be in than not in, and then probably coming upwards towards. I don't think we're going to reach $9 exactly. Maybe maybe this value here. It's not as high. Maybe $8. Maybe $8. Obviously not as high as $9. But if you got a long in from there, it would be a good trade. Like if I put a long in from this, obviously you want a 2% padding because it might not ever come exactly to. So if you want like a 2% padding, maybe not exactly 2% padding, it's pretty large actually. Maybe to the previous point we wicked down to, towards $8, and then having this not be as low because that's a ridiculous area. Maybe the bottom of this order block would be a decent area because that is good support. That's 2.4 risk to reward, very good risk to reward. About 12.8% profit, very good as well. So maybe wait for it to come down again, as I think things are going to, like, again, 4 hour, very negative. I think this will allow us to come down towards our support point again, which would give you another opportunity to put a long in. And I think on the daily, give it a day, give it some time, we'll start to come upwards towards our support point. Actually, maybe not have it exactly there, maybe have it about, maybe give yourself 12% profit. That would be a decent padding. Obviously, that's maybe a bit extreme, to be fair, but you can do what you want. They'll give you about a 12% profit. Maybe do a 10x on it. That would be pretty decent. I don't know how much risk reward a 10x would, how difficult a 10x would be. But again, if you came to your stop loss, you lose half your. You have potential of getting a 120% profit or losing 53% profit. So a decent trade, like I said. Not financial advice. I do not advise any sort of financial trades on there. But again, an example of what you could do with one of these, of these charts and one of these trades. But like I said, you could short right now. You could short for about a 3% profit. Maybe do a 10x short. This might come down within the 4 hours anyway. Give it maybe 8 hours. Actually, no, maybe not 8 hours at all. Actually, not because I'm thinking about how many candle width it would take. Maybe one down, a down again. Maybe if you short it from here, maybe give it a bit of a padding. Maybe a 3%. Actually, no, maybe 2.5%. Maybe towards there. Give it 4 hours. We could wick down, to be fair. Give it within here, the time frame. So within the time you're awake, obviously it depends what time frame you are. You could have a short trade near here. If you did like a 10x, you can get maybe a 30% profit. It's all right. It's pretty decent for how long it might take. But it also depends on how much you put in. If you put $1 million in on a 1% trade, then that would get you more than putting $10 in on a 10x trade. I don't know. You know what I mean? But anyway, you could do a short, but I don't have any shorts for you. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's kind of it for me. I think we're going to go up very soon. Similar with everything. I think everything's kind of genuinely moving upwards anyway, as I think the market will be doing shortly. Again, we are in a positive trend. I think currently what's going on within the daily, I think we're just testing support. As Mike might put it, you have to test the ring below you on the ladder to make sure it's stable, so you can carry on going and make sure the ladder's stable. I don't know how he says it more succinctly than I do. He says it a bit better than I do. Importantly as well, actually, I just noticed on the daily, we actually have our order block on the daily as well, keeping us above. So I think this is a really good support point down here. So you could probably be a bit naughtier and put that there and have a 33% stop loss and have that, your 12% area and have a higher risk to reward ratio. I think this would be more than the VAD as well, because I think this is a very good. This is order block. We've got the line here. You've got this midpoint. Very, very good. Very, very dense area of support from there. I think this could be a good trade. I might put this in. I might do a limit long at $7.15 or $7.16, wherever this is exactly, and then give it a day or get a day maybe towards. This might take a while. I don't know how long this is going to take, to be fair. Might see some difficulty at $7.6. Actually, no, actually not. I have confidence in this, especially if Bitcoin and everything else in the market's going up. I think we might have enough positivity to bring us, especially since, if you compare where we were for, these areas, money flow is going downwards. Money flow is now coming upwards for a decent pretty, going from negative to positive as well, pretty strong. Coming upwards might allow us to break above and come upwards towards $8. Actually, I think I might lower this. From the thinking about it, $8 might be also decent resistance. I want to be conservative. I don't want to get anything wrong, you know. So you might do like there. So it might be 11.5% instead, just to be safer. But you know, something within this area. I think there's a long coming for near especially. I'm moving on now though to I think this is World. Is this WorldCoin? It is, right? Okay. I don't think I've looked at this. What the hell? I don't think it's rendered or anything like that. That's really interesting for some significance to do that. Let me refresh. Oh, whoops. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I must have lagged it. It's a trash coin anyway, so you know, it's probably because of that. But we actually have the lines instead of areas. However, we probably have some sort of. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, I don't know why that's happened. I'm trying to see if there's any order box though as I'm going. Was this a long? When did I have this? Yeah, like I said, it's been a while since I've looked at this. Oh, that was a decent long. Okay, that's good. Anyway, I'm not looking at the past right now. Let's go back to where we are right now. I don't want to be on the 1 hour, I'll be on daily. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I want to as quick as possible. On the day, actually, we have pretty positive. We have bullish divergence. Obviously, this has been bullish divergence. Obviously, since the start of there, you know, it's come up 34%, which does make sense from this bullish divergence here. Positive money flow, VWAP, everything. Probably some sort of dip. We actually have pretty strong difficulty at $6.15. So maybe, like I said, within the dailies and whatnot, coming down to maybe this line here at $5.62, giving us nearly an 8% move down, and then maybe moving upwards to surge upwards again for some sort of pretty strong positivity. Trying to see if there's any lines properly. Maybe something there as well. $6.73, maybe another resistance point. Maybe coming down and then coming upwards like that. You could have a short, obviously not financial advice. Maybe a short about. I'm trying to do this quite fast though. Obviously, you want a bit of a padding on this though. Maybe like to about maybe $5.63, something like there. 8% profit. Maybe put your stop loss at the top point of here, which would give you about nearly a 2% risk reward or 2 risk reward ratio. Could be a decent short. Obviously, I'd rather trade a long from the bottom point, which would be, how much would this be? Nearly a $19.50 trade, which would be pretty good. You could even put your stop loss down here, which is pretty crazy, which would give you a 2.3 risk reward. So you could wait for a long there as well afterwards. So I'm going to move this in a bit because I want to do this I want to do these kind of showing the difference between them. Thursday. No, the 9th, isn't that one? Of course, it's the daily, isn't it? I want this to be quite small. Again, like I said, the line's a bit wrong. I might actually shimmy this so I can actually draw this properly. There we go. So there we go. So I've kind of drawn it over the time frame. So I might actually go to the 4 hour so you can see properly. So you can see. Oh yeah, no, that's been done. All right, yeah, that's been done. Actually, I should probably shimmy it now because this is the time frame I want to be at. There we go. So I think, you know, obviously we've got, again, I mean, as I've just said, this is, oh no, we've already shown this here again, yeah. So the 4 hour, you know, good resistance here, coming down towards here. I think then coming upwards, breaking this, coming up towards $6.72 could be pretty decent. I think, you know, once we've broken it, I think that's the next sort of resistance point. I don't think there's any order blocks. So similar with how everything Bitcoin's going to go up. So kind of bringing us upwards and seeing some sort of bullish movement with everything, like I said. Like I've said throughout the stream, we're going to have bullish movement soon. I think maybe coming down for 8% and then going upwards for about 19.5% for WorldCoin. Obviously, you know, do your own research, not financial advice. Nothing is over 100%. But as you can see, this is a pretty good short as well. Similar with NIR. really high momentum coming downwards. Money flows coming downwards. VUP's coming downwards. I think we have decent negativity to bring us down here. This, you know what? I might short this actually soon. Obviously, you do want to be careful of areas in which you might have some difficulty getting a trade finished at. I'm looking at about here at this $5.70 range actually, so it might be 7%. Obviously 10x would be 70x. Obviously you could probably change the risk reward to the 2% padding to be a free risk reward ratio. Could be pretty decent as well. Obviously it's not financial advice, whatever this, that, the other. I do think this long would be a bit better. Again, I've said this at the start of the stream. I'd rather wait for longs to occur than the short, but I think I could probably put a short in just to see. Anyway, I'm moving on. I'm spending a lot of time, an hour and 4 minutes. WIFs, I'm going to go quickly over WIF because it's not been requested because they're half requested coins. I'll go really, really fast now. So resistance there, boom. Do we have some sort of areas of resistance? We might have something here. Midpoint there, that's pretty good actually. I've moved it, whoops. There we go, there. Move it, man. I just want to move it along, man. I'm trying to do it fast and I'm clicking the wrong things. Oh, there we go, boom. So resistance there, midpoint being, what price is that? $3.95, pretty decent. So again, similar with everything else. The 4 hours not looking the same as everything else though, but you know, difficulty down here, staying within this area. Similar with everything else, I think coming upwards, probably breaking some sort of support points. As everything, I think everything's going to break at least a support point. Coming upwards, giving, I'll probably wait for the 2% padding here to be there, and then coming upwards, maybe give a bit of padding there, maybe 9.5%. The risk reward ratio could be could be down here. 3.98 could be a good long for WIF if it does everything else. If it does like everything else, as I think. I think maybe stay. I don't think we're going to break this. But again, you know, we could, to be fair, we could actually, since we still have some negative movement soon for this. Obviously, money first coming upwards. We're kind of, I mean, if money first coming upwards and both things are coming downwards, it signals to me that we're kind of going to have a bit of what's it called, crabbing or whatever. You know, a bit of hoverage at this price point. But I think give it a day, like for everything else, and we might start to move upwards a bit. So maybe within, you know, maybe there for Tuesday. Obviously Thursday, kind of the stopping point, maybe there. So within the end of this area, coming to about the $3.90. I think $3.90 would be very good. So 98.83% could be good for dog with hat as well. I think in general everything's going to move up soon anyway. Not very good on the negative terms of things. Only really 2% move down. Nothing really important for WIF anyway. I'm actually now going to move on to coins requested though. So stacks I'm moving on to now. I don't think I've covered this or looked at this in a while. I think I have looked at it though. 4 hour, yeah, looking fast. It's looking like it's moving faster than most other things in terms of its negativity. Looks like we're coming down. We are actually starting to become oversold now. Money first still coming down pretty hard and view up. So I think we still have some negativity to be had. Maybe coming towards this line there for about 3.2%. But I think we're looking for the positivity in general here. I think maybe putting it there could be pretty good. There we go. And then where could we go to? Well, obviously the next resistance point would be pretty good. Obviously, I think this is more volatile than not. So I think we actually would move higher than anything else. So I think we would move higher than this. Where would we come to? Well, this actually looks like a pretty good price point there. Obviously, we had some here as well. This actually looks like a inverted situation. You know when you have when you have like either obviously, you know what? Can't you flip the chart actually? Isn't that a thing you can do? Like invert chart. I swear you can do that. I'm gonna find out how to do this because this is gonna make it a lot easier to do. I don't know if you can. I swear you could do it. It's not an invert. I really want to invert this. Probably should look it up. Shouldn't I? Any binds? You know, I could look at Gary really quickly there. On invert chart. I don't think I've ever inverted a chart in TradingView. Context menu of the price. What is there? Oh, here we go. Invert scale. There we go. Perfect. So this is what I wanted to do. So I wanted to quickly show, so it'd be easier to visualize. Where was it? Is this what I'm talking about? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, perfect. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So when you have this, obviously this is positivity, by the way, but it's bout of negativity. You can see in charts, if I actually delete this quick. Actually, what line was this? I'm going to delete this quickly, actually, to be fair. So I think I've shown this before in like Solana, for example. When you have a situation where you've come from negativity to positivity, and you have this scenario where you bounce off the same line, that is that forms a really strong support resistance point. Really strong support resistance point there. So this is going to be a really strong, in this case, resistance point. If we invert the chart back, so as you can see, it's flipped to be really good resistance point here, which is lower down than where I thought it would be. So I think we can bring that there. Obviously, give a bit of padding. Maybe 18.9%. I want to be conservative. I don't want to be 18.5%. I'd say 18.5% profit stacks. I think in general, dog with hats going up 19%. This might go up like about 18%. I think in general we're gonna have a really positive day. Soon, within the next coming days. Maybe within Tuesday. Maybe just start of Wednesday. I'd rather lean towards endish, middle of Tuesday, latest maybe start of Wednesday. Obviously, something can come out, negative news, not black swan per se, but negative news, and it'll all be over. I'm looking at Pyth and Gary now, really quickly, because our streams are going on an hour and 10 minutes. I might spend an extra 10 minutes, and then we're good, and then end the stream. But I will look at. I'm trying to scroll down and see if any other more comments to see. I don't mind. So yeah, Pyth right now. I just realised the thing's wrong. Oh yeah. So Pyth and Gary. So anyway, I think everything's going to be moving the same though. Again, with Pyth, like everything else, money flow come down, VWAP come down, momentum come down. We're going to be coming down at least on Pyth. I think maybe this line looks pretty good about there, maybe coming towards there to test. And then coming upwards as per, everything else. This is interesting though, because this is a bit different. We do have bullish divergence, which hasn't really played out too much. VWAP is actually coming upwards as well, interestingly. Money flow's coming upwards. It's only time before momentum starts to come upwards. We change to a bullish trend and actually really start to come upwards for Pyth. I'm going to extend this along actually, because again, I think we're going to have really good positivity soon. I'm going to put our long in on, I think I put it in for Tuesday at 10 o'clock was our other places. So let's just put it in, or yeah, let's just do 10 o'clock. So again, I think within that area, maybe coming towards this resistance point, this could be maybe this 2% padding, be a 4 risk reward. I think soon, okay, again, I always say this in streams as well, because I like to have a, I like to have a bias on what's going on. So I look at Bitcoin, look at Ethereum. If they're both doing the similar thing, I normally expect the rest of the stream to be the same thing. If Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana are roughly doing what when I analyze them, and they're all roughly going to be doing the same thing, I normally apply the same thing to everything. Again, I've applied the same process. This is, I think, this is also confluence can also happen if you do multiple charts which act the same. So, actually, I just saw this little channel here. So this as well, actually. Isn't this a negative thing? Hold on, wait. Yeah, I'm ignoring that. But anyway, confluence can also occur, for me anyway, confluence can also occur in consistent actions in charts. So what I mean by that is, if you just look at Bitcoin forever, obviously you need your confluence and your indicators. If Bitcoin does, obviously Bitcoin's the big dog. If it does that, things will roughly follow suit, depending on how mature the coin is. But if you like today, I've covered a lot of coins. If all the coins are roughly doing the same thing, unless I'm looking at the data wrong 9 times in a row, I'm more confident in my reckons for other coins if other coins of similar age or ilk are doing the same thing. So again, Stacks, near, Pyth, WIF as well, I think I just covered as well. So if they're all roughly doing the same thing, I reckon we're going to be doing that. I have more confidence in the fact that I think we're going to be going down to test support and then coming upwards towards, the high points, like I think we are with Bitcoin. I'm still confident in our 66.5 for Bitcoin. as per, I think, everything else as well. So yeah, coming down to support, obviously a bit of 2% padding here, and then probably something within this top point. Again, I think we're going to be I think within, the coins, we're going to be breaking at least a support point or two. So in this case, it would be this resistance point, resistance point at 60.5. Breaking this, the next difficult point is this, order block, whatever this area, which would give us about a 22.86% profit, which would be crazy. Obviously, Python moves crazy anyway, so I think there's a bull possibility for Python soon, as per everything else. So what I would do if I was you, if it was me, I'm going to write a bot. I'm going to long every single coin known to man, and I'm not going to be streaming anymore because I'll be probably in a mansion somewhere in some exotic country. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm moving on to Gary, and that is it. I'm moving really fast now. I have to anyway. Do here. So how long do we have left? Yeah, so I want to do an extra 10 minutes. We've got 5 minutes. Might spend 3 minutes on this, and then I'll do the outro. So buying areas. Do we have any possible areas to buy for Gary? Well, got an order block here on 4 hours. Pretty nice. Using this really, really nicely actually as well. Really, really, really accurate order block there. It seems like we might have something here maybe. We've actually consistently got a good amount of order blocks. We're using this as well. This is pretty decent as well, so I'm going to extend that. Go to the daily, see if there's anything really quick as well. Maybe something here. I'm not going to draw that actually. Okay, yeah, so we're pretty good. I'm going to extend this now. So we've got our areas of difficulty within here. So that's about, how much is that up and down? Okay, about 10% up and down, pretty good. So I think maybe coming towards, in terms of what negative, in terms of testing as support, obviously we are here right now, but that doesn't matter because a lot of other coins have some sort of support which are at right now. So I think about 2.36 to maybe 2.32 cent testing support as per everything else, like I said, which would give you about a 6% move down, 6% profit. Coming upwards, obviously this is a temporary little, or not temporary, it's a little thing anyway. Coming back upwards, maybe some sort of movement like this, if I get the pen out. Maybe like a boom like that. Coming, maybe, I think difficulty being at the top here, because that's a lot of resistance points to break through, which would coincide with us having some sort of order block here. And if I drew a long position from a bit of a exaggerated situation here, obviously you could do probably a risk reward about maybe down. That's a pretty big amount. No, that's 120. You can't even have 120%. Maybe it's too. I'm trying to find a really good position. Can't. Maybe here, there. That could be pretty good. About 4 risk reward ratio, pretty good there. Obviously, this is going to be pretty good resistance, but we can't. There's going to be a lot to break through for Gary. I think it's going to move similar. I think coming down towards this midpoint, coming upwards again. Obviously, our planning. I might be a bit conservative and put it up here. Which would be an 18.9%. So I think if you wanted to long, I think as everything else is going to be doing soon, 2.38 cents, 2.385 cents was where I'd probably put my long. Obviously, stop loss being okay. Actually, what I'll say is as well to preface, if you go to the TG, the links in the descriptions. If there's any charts here where I've done some sort of long or short, and you really are inclined, you've done your own research. Not financial advice. If you're really confident, I want these to take profit stop loss. I want to use this and put some, a limit buy or sell in, and I want to kind of use this. Make sure it's off your own ilk, because this, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm normally decently okay in terms of being right or wrong, but again, make sure it's your own choice. But if you do want these price areas for, these longs or shorts, or whatever, you can come to the TG and ask me, and I'll screenshot and give you these. But I think. Again, with Gary, I think with everything else, we're going to be moving pretty crazy upwards. I think we're going to have, again, 4 hours and dailies are moving pretty similar. Again, but actually, to be fair, the daily is moving a pretty negative. Again, still being a bit not overbought, but we're kind of neutral. VIP's still coming down. Money flow's also coming down. So I do think that warrants us to have a pretty negative movement downwards for Gary, and then moving upwards. So, but I think if it moves with the market anyway, which it does seem like it could do, as you can see, we've got a positivity, we've got a negativity. It doesn't move exactly, but we've got the positivity and the negativity. So I think bringing us down towards 2.3, and then moving upwards. Like everything else, I think will happen in the market. It will be a tragic stream today if we go and actually look on Thursday. Obviously, I'll be looking on Wednesday. You know what? I could probably extend. I might extend the stream from Wednesday to Thursday because I think it's going to be happening on Thursday more so. In terms of the end of the movements. But it's going to be a really tragic stream. Next stream, if I'm completely wrong in every regard, which I could be because I'm technically really just putting all my eggs in one basket. Are you going to send the trades on the TG? Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to send every single one because I'll have to screenshot 14 charts or whatever, and I don't really want to be doing all that. So what I would rather do instead is if you go to the trading area and you ask for a specific coin, which I've covered today, and you ask for the take profit, stop loss, and the entry point or whatever, if you ask for all those numbers, I'll screenshot the chart and give you the numbers. But for example, if nobody asks for stacks or nobody asks for WIF, then I won't give it because no one wants it. But if you come to the Telegram and ask for a specific chart which you think looks enticing, you think you're more confident, like Gary, it's moving a bit differently. I don't know if I'm as confident as in other things, but like I said, if you do want the chart, then I will give you it. But again, I'm not going to put every single chart because I've got about 14 charts to put in or 10 charts, so I won't be giving every kind of signal or whatever. But if you ask for it, I'll give you it. But I will put them in TG, yes. So I think that's pretty much it. I've put all my eggs in one basket. So if I trip over and knock the basket over, I'll be screwed. I won't be screwed because I'll still be doing this. I'll still be streaming, still be trading. But it'd be pretty funny if I'm really wrong. That would be funny. But again, news it is. I never want to put. I don't think anyone should ever put 100% of their confidence in something. I think you always need to have a bit of a doubt. I think you should always kind of make sure you're aware of the fact that things can go wrong. Something can really go wrong within this time. But I'm confident. I've had this reckon since near the end of April. I think we're going to have a pretty good movement upwards. I'll be watching closely for the charts. I'll be watching for Atos to see what the order, if there's any significant liquidation areas where we might touch and have some pretty possible negativity. But I think Bitcoin is where it's at in terms of the general market signal. And the general market signal is telling me that we're starting to be in a positive trend now, which basically tells me is whenever we're gonna come down, we're gonna be testing support, and we're not gonna be going lower. So, for example, this is the lowest point. I don't think we're gonna be coming down below 58k, towards 56k. As you can see, if I get the pen, this point we start to be negative. Low point here, then it was lower here, and then it was lower here. So it might have been like lower down here, which would be roughly maybe Thursday down here. If we continue to have this positive movement for the money flow, then we should only really come down. Like I said, I think worst case could be about 62k. I don't think that's going to happen. And then testing and support, and then coming upwards again. But on the daily, none of these areas are really really hard to come by. So I think this order block, is going to be decently hard. But I think we could, really come up. But even if we come from 62.8 to, hold on, let me. Even if we come up 2.18%, would be pretty good. That sort of wick in a day would bring along a lot of positivity in the market and would make things move up. So in general, I think we are going to be moving down to support and then moving up. Obviously, some charts, and like I said, this is why I'm not going to put every single trade in the TG. And that's why you guys need to ask, because some trades I might not be more confident. I might not be as confident in as others. Some things could be a bit of an exaggeration because some things might not have significant support and or resistance areas above. If you've watched the stream at any point, you would have seen that I would have put higher support points or resistance points than where we have right now. Those could be higher than actually realistic. So some of the percentages could be a bit higher than expected. I've basically said the same thing 5 times, but. I think a movement like this would imbue some sort of natural market positivity to bring us up in general. So I definitely think the Tesla support and then moving upwards is in play. But it just depends how far we move up, really. I do like this though. I do think we could move up. I'm confident in 665, maybe, yeah, 60, maybe. Obviously, I think there will be probably some sort of difficulty at 66, but, you know, that's to be expected. But, you know, I'm decently confident in 66. Obviously, 666 was the line in general, but I think within this area is where we're going to go to. And if we come, even if we come above this order block, test its support and come upwards, that's going to make everything just really pump, which would then, in turn, allow everything to go towards its really high percentages. So that's it. I've gone on the stream for so long now. If you've watched at the start of the stream, I congratulate you for being here for so long. I really do congratulate you for sticking around and being here on the stream. Now, what I've noticed as well on a certain place is I started the stream at 8, and obviously we had people on here, which was nice. Thank you all for talking and, you know, asking for coins. But I've noticed as it's turned 9 o'clock and it's extended, there's more and more people. So I would like to hear you guys' feedback. Would you guys in general prefer 9, or for me right now it's 9 p.m. Do you prefer right now or when we start the stream? Well, my time 8, UTC +2, I believe it is. The UTC +2, I don't know where, you know, obviously some of you guys might be in different places in the world. What times are good? What's the good time? Because I know I sometimes do 8, I sometimes do 9. So it'd be good to see which one's actually good for people, because I did 2 streams at 9 and 2 streams at 8, so I don't actually know which one's best. What about Sushi USDT? I'll look at that next stream, because I've looked at about like 12 coins today, and it's an hour and 25 minutes in, and I'm, you know, going to end the stream soon. So if you do want it, then I'll be doing it Wednesday. I'm just looking at the comments to see if there's anything. Yeah, there's nothing really else, is there? So I think that's it. I've looked at the comments now. Yeah, okay. I've looked at the comments. Nothing really much more to say. Thank you all, each and every one of you, for joining the stream. I just appreciate you guys being here. Obviously, if you're inclined to, you know, to donate or follow, whatever it is on the respective places in terms of money, you don't have to be obliged to do that. Obviously, if you think the content's really good, if you like the stream, obviously the more professional streams are on Saturdays. Obviously, that's when the UI, you know, comes out. That's when the transitions come out. That's when the cameras come out. That's when the proper stuff comes out. So if you feel like I want to donate to these guys do really good content. However, I'm not too convinced yet. Join us on Saturday, because that is when our streams get really good. So, you know, obviously we've got great videos by Mike. You know, he does the videos. He does a lot of videos actually. So do check out the certain place. Go to Google, search Chris Warehouse. You'll find the place. Really good videos. If you do want some good, quick, explanatory videos or assessments of meme coins. I think the latest one was London coin, and then there was the US coin as well. So if you want, you know, TA coin. Not TA, well, I do TA, but if you want analysis or kind of assessments actually on, you know, meme coins, new coins, coins in general, or projects, then do go over to the channel and check the videos out, because, you know, there's a lot of work which goes into them, and they are pretty concise and very good. So I do recommend them as well. But Saturday is the big shebang stream. So if you do want to join us at our peak best, then come join us on Saturday. This is more of a, you know, to be fair, these train streams, these chart streams, are more so of a more laid back one. But yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed, please like. It's free. It supports us. It is free. It's free for both parties, but it helps us a lot. It really does help us. Follow if you want more of it and you want notifications. Do follow. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. It's been a long stream. So thank you all for mainly the suggestions, because some streams I don't get any suggestions, and it's like a bit boring, and then I have to like really spend a lot of time on charts, and it can get really boring. I also spend a little too much time on the outros. I'm ending though. I'm gonna end. Eventually, I'll end after I stop yapping on at the end. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you. I think I might do it on Thursday. Because I think when is it? Yeah, Thursday is generally when I think the end of the line was Thursday. To be here, we have followed the line pretty deep. I mean, obviously we followed it a bit before then, but it does make sense. If we start to move up again, we'll probably enter within our line again, and then be on track to move towards 66.5 by Thursday. So good luck to all of you. Hopefully you make some good trades. The general shorter term 4 to 8 to 12 hour is short. The general day to a day and a half is long. That's all I'm gonna say. If you take that as confidence, if you want, take anything. Only use says hi guys. Hello. But be ready to say goodbye, because I'm just ending the stream. Yeah, you missed it. I have asked though, to be fair. You put in the TG. I missed, yeah. is 8 p.m. or this is my time, it's UTC +2, is 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. better? Because only if you just get home or if you just finish off at 9, I did some streams at 9 and I did them at 8, or today anyway I did it at 8. So some streams do better at certain times. I don't know which one's which. Sent a cheering gift. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I don't know if that's like I know some gifts are like for viewers or not. But if that's, you know, for us, I really appreciate that. I will be looking at sushi next stream. So join. It's Wednesday or Thursday. I might do Thursday, like I said, because I think we're going to be moving up by then. I'll look at sushi first on the list. I'll write it down. Thank you. If that gift, I think that is a gift. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I swear to God, I'm going to end the stream in a minute. I swear to God, I promise. I'm not going to just stall any longer. Thank you all so much. I'm going to look at all the coins. Also, if you want to get like a little premium reserved coin you want me to look at, put it in the TG. If you come to the trading area, ask, can you please look at this on stream, on your trading stream? Then I will go look at it. Yeah, I've had like a 6-minute outro. Thank you. Join the links in the description. Goodbye.